Hello there, and welcome to Intro to Anchoring. Think back to a time you were really busy. So busy that perhaps you didn't have time to stop and eat a proper meal. So you dashed out somewhere, purchased a sandwich, and you ate it while you worked. You work and take a bite, read some more, take a bite, and then suddenly you realize your sandwich is gone, and you can't for the life of you remember having tasted it. This is the tragedy of the wandering mind. Our attention is so divided that we often find we're not fully present. We're 1 foot here and 1 foot somewhere else, maybe in a memory of the past or a worry about the future. If we're to truly get the most out of our lives and our relationships, to taste our food, to fully listen when we're around our friends, it's crucial that we learn how to find our way out of distraction. This is where anchoring comes in. Anchoring is a foundational practice for building a quality we call mindfulness, a state of being fully present in the here and now. We're going to be intentionally narrowing the spotlight of our attention to become completely absorbed with a single object of focus. We'll anchor on our bodies, our breath, our senses, things we carry with us everywhere that we go. You'll find very quickly that the mind will wander off, and that is perfectly okay. It is in the noticing that we've become distracted and in finding our way back to our anchor that the practice takes place and we develop a more focused mind. So when that happens, don't judge yourself. Smile at the opportunity presented to practice this life-changing skill. With practice, you will more readily notice when a distraction is taking you away and more easily find your way back to staying fully engaged with the world and people around you. On a final note, while we encourage you to sample the different anchoring exercises we offer, we always encourage you to practice the one that works best for you. For some, the senses will be the best anchor. For others, the breath. Whatever anchor has you finding moments throughout the day where you notice that you're becoming distracted but come back to remaining engaged is the right one for you to continue practicing. And with that, we look forward to seeing you in your first anchoring exercise. Hello there, and welcome to Anchoring on Breath. Today we'll be practicing an anchoring technique to develop focus and resilience to distraction. I'm sure you can relate to a time where you felt you had trouble staying focused. Perhaps your mind kept wandering into memories, plans, or emotions, or maybe distractions in the environment kept pulling your attention away. Perhaps this has introduced challenges to meeting your goals or being fully present in relationships. If this sounds all too familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. This is a struggle that an increasingly greater number of people are dealing with in their everyday life. The good news is that by practicing this technique, we'll be strengthening our ability to recognize when we've become distracted and find our way back to being fully present with a single point of focus. With practice, you'll find the ability to narrow the spotlight of your attention increases the richness of everyday experience. You'll taste your food in a new way, listen and connect with others more deeply, and feel the rewards of achieving the goals to which you've set your mind. To practice this technique, either stand or sit comfortably in a chair or on the floor. We want a dignified posture, one that is relaxed but alert, not slouched but not stiff. Feel the points of contact between yourself and the floor or chair, and allow the ground to rise up and support you. Now imagine the crown of the head gently floating up towards the sky, allowing the spine to grow long. You can rest your hands at your sides, on your knees, or in front of your belly, any position that helps you support your overall posture. Keep the head level, gazing out at the room in front of you. Now, take a few slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each exhalation, see if you can release any unnecessary tension you may be holding in your face, your jaw, your hands. Just let the breath move easily through the body. Take a moment to recognize that there's absolutely nothing else you should be doing right now. Express gratitude to yourself for prioritizing your self-care and taking the time to practice this empowering skill. And with our intentions set to stay fully present with our practice, allow the eyes to gently close. Witness the breath flowing naturally. In this practice, we're not trying to control the breath or breathe in any particular way, but rather to use the breath as a tool to stay fully present. Our goal is to allow ourselves to become fully absorbed in this moment, using the breath as our anchor. When the mind inevitably slips away from the breath into thoughts, emotions, or sensations, we'll use our anchor to gently find our way back. It is in the act of recognizing distraction and coming back to our anchor that the practice takes place. So don't judge yourself negatively or get frustrated when the mind wanders off. Smile at these moments as being an entirely normal part of the process. These are the opportunities to exercise the skills of recognizing distraction and realigning to our intention of staying present. Let's begin. Find the place in the body where you feel your breath most easily. Perhaps this is in the belly or at the tip of the nostrils. Wherever that place is for you, lightly rest your attention there, feeling the breath move in with each inhalation and out with each exhalation. Now, see if you can follow the breath as it moves through the body. Feel the body rise and expand with each inhalation. Feel the fullness at the top of the breath. Feel the body soften and release with the exhalation. Feel the peace at the bottom of the breath. See if you can stay present with the full cycle of breath, feeling a continuous, smooth flow, one breath into the next. Now it's possible that the mind may have wandered away from the breath, maybe into a memory or a plan for the future. Not to worry. The moment we notice that we've become distracted, we simply return our attention back to our point of focus, fully re-engaging with the breath. In observing the breath, recognize how each is truly a new and unique experience. Notice, does the breath fill one side of the body more than the other? Is the breath warm or cool, long or short? Notice how the breath expands beyond the lungs, 360 degrees into the sides of the body, the back of the body. When we bring a beginner's mind to each breath, exploring each with full curiosity, you may find that there is more going on in a single breath than you can even pay attention to all at once. As we continue with our practice, you may find the mind has begun weaving stories or asking questions. It may be comparing this experience to another from the past, wondering how much longer this is going to take, or feeling anxious about whether or not you're doing the practice correctly. This is perfectly normal. Questions and stories are what the mind does best. But in this moment, let's gently let go of any thinking and come back to being fully present, here and now, witnessing the breath. If you find the mind is particularly busy today, recognize that that is true without attaching any judgment to it. Simply note, the mind is busy today. Lots of thoughts today. Without resisting them, nor getting involved with them, gently return your attention fully to the breath. If it's helpful, you can add a count to your practice, counting 1 with the inhalation and 2 with the exhalation, just up to a count of 10. When you reach 10, return again to 1. The goal here is not to get to 10, but rather to give the mind just a little something to do that is connected to staying present with the breath. If you found that you've lost count at any point, simply return to 1 and begin again. The mind may have wandered off again, maybe to a strong emotion or sensation in the body. Not to worry. Smile at the opportunity to practice, note the distraction, and gently come back to the anchor of focus. If the mind wanders off 1,000 times, and we bring it back 1,000 times, that's 1,000 times we've practiced recognizing distraction and coming back to our intention of staying present with the here and now. And with your next out breath, let go of any focus on the exercise or on the breath. Let the mind be free to do whatever it wants to do. And as we bring our practice to a close, just becoming aware of any sounds or smells, sensations in the environment, noticing our breath, and taking a moment to note how the body and mind feel after having completed this practice. In a moment, I'll instruct you to breathe your eyes open. When I do so, see if you can take a moment to continue listening fully, taking in the world with the eyes open. And breathing the eyes open now. Staying present. As you go about your day today, see if you can carry forward this intention to stay fully present with whatever it is to which you're giving your attention. When you're in a conversation or working on a task, see if you can anchor your awareness on that object of focus. If you can catch the mind wandering off and then gently bring it back, you may just be surprised and delighted at how much more there is to witness and experience in every moment. And with that, I look forward to seeing you in whatever exercise you choose next.